Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome to my Max Academy. In this video, we'll continue with a pair of linear equations in two variables chapter for 10th standard CBSE Max. We'll continue with exercise 3.3 in page number 53. Page number 53, exercise 3.3. In that, we need to continue on the third problem, third subdivision. Third problem, third subdivision. So what is the problem? The coach of a cricket team buys 7 bats and 6 balls for rupees 3,800. Later she buys 3 bats and 5 balls for rupees 1,750. Find the cost of each bat and each ball. Right? So we don't know the cost of bat and ball. So we'll assume let the cost of a bat is rupees x. Rupees. Now we'll assume let the cost of a ball is rupees y. Right? Cost of the bat is rupees x. Cost of the ball is rupees y. Fine. Now what is given? The coach of a cricket team buys 7 bats and 6 balls for rupees 3,800. So 7 bats he is buying or she is buying. Right? So what is the cost of 7 bats? 1 bat is x rupees. 7 bats will be 7x rupees. Then she buys 6 balls. Cost of 1 ball is y. So 6 ball will be 6y. And the total amount that she paid is 3,800. 3,800. Cost of 7 bat and 6 ball. Cost of 7 bats and 6 ball is 3,800. Then again later she goes and buys the same kind of bat and ball. She buys 3 bats. So which means the cost is 3x plus how many balls? 5 balls. So cost of 5 balls will be 5 into y. Because cost of 1 bat is x, cost of 1 ball is y. If I am buying 5 balls, then the cost is 5 into y. 5y, and this amounts to 1,750. 1,750. Now we need to find the cost of 1 bat and 1 ball using substitution method. So in this section, says 3.3, we'll fully deal with substitution method. Now this is equation 1, equation 2. Now first, as I said, we will check for any equation, any one of the equation which has either coefficient of x as 1 or coefficient of y as 1. Nothing is having. This is 7, 6, 3, 5, nothing is having coefficient as 1. So which means we can take any equation. So I will take the second equation. Right? We can take the first one also. Since these are number 3 and 5 are comparatively smaller compared to 7 and 6, so I am taking the smaller one. So I am writing this equation 2 here again. So we have 3x plus 5y equal to 1750. Now we should write x in terms of y, which means we should keep x here and move everything to the other side. 1750, this 5y goes here, it will become minus 5y. So 3x is equal, x is equal to, so now x is equal to 1750 minus 5y by 3. This 3 will come down. Now we need to substitute. We need to substitute x is equal to 1750 minus 5y by 3 in which equation? This has come from the second equation. So we need to substitute in the first equation. So what is the first equation? 7x plus 6y equal to 3,800. Now 7, instead of x, I am going to put this entire value in the place of x. So 7 into 1750 minus 5y by 3. So this is the value of x. This is 7x. So instead of x, I am putting this entire value. Plus we have 6y equal to 3800. Now we should solve this. Now here, so this becomes, this I can write as 7 into 1750 minus 5y by 3 plus 6y By 1 I can put, because always you have 1, equal to 3800. The moment 1 is fraction, you need to have the other one also like a fraction, and you can always make any number as a fraction by just putting by 1, because everything has in the denominator by 1. The only thing is we don't see that. If it is 7, it is 7 by 1. X means x by 1. Y means y by 1. Pi x means pi x by 1. Right? Now we should add. So like this into this. So 1 into this. 1 into this will give me some continuing here. Right? So continuation of this is here. So 1 into 7 times this is 7 into 1750 minus 5y, which is this into this. 1 into this will give you the same thing, plus 3 into 6. Plus 3 into 6 is 18y by 3 into 1, which is 3, equal to 3800. Fine. Now let's do this. So this is 7 into 1750 minus 5y plus 18y equal to 3 will go here. 3 into 3. So this will become 3800 into 3. This 3, it is in the denominator. If it goes, it will go to the numerator. Now let's multiply this. What is 7 times 1750? 7 zeros are 0, 7 5s are 35, 3, 49, 52, carry 5, 12. Fine. 12550 minus 7 5s are 35y plus 18y equal to 3 times 38 is 0, 0, 24, carry 2, 9, 11. So you get minus 35y plus 18y. So I will write this again. 12250. Oops. This is minus 17y equal to 11400. Now minus 17y becomes 11400 minus 12250. Now if you subtract these two, what do we get? Let's do the subtraction. So I'll do it here. Rough work, right? So 12250, 11400. So 0, 5, 12 minus 4 is 8. So 850. So 850. This is minus 850 because the greater number is negative. Minus 17y. So y becomes minus 850 by minus 17. That will give you 50. Because we cancel, then minus minus will get cancelled. 17 5s are 85, then become 50 if you divide. So y is 50. Now y is 50, we need to find the value of x. So we'll substitute y as 50 here to find x. Right? So I'll continue here. So now x is what? X is 1750 minus 5y by 3. Now we'll substitute. So substitute y is equal to 50. Y is equal to 50. Below, we can say y equal to 50 below. Below means here. So x becomes 1750 minus 5 into y is 50 by 3. So in the place of y, I am putting this 50, which we found here. Right? So now x is equal to 1750 minus 50 times 5 times 50 is 250 by 3. So x becomes 1500 by 3, which means x becomes 500. So which means the cost of a bat is rupees 500, and cost of a ball is rupees 50, because we got x as 500 and y is 50. So this is cost of the bat and this is cost of a ball. That's how we define x and y. Clear? Now let's go to the next one, the fourth problem under the third question under the fourth problem. So let me erase all this. Fine. So what is the fourth question? Now fourth question is Under the third problem, fourth question. The same exercise 3.3. Now, this is an interesting problem. The taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with a charge for the distance covered. For a distance of 10 km, the fixed charge is 105 rupees, and for the journey of 15 km, for a distance of, I am reading the question again. The taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with a charge for the distance covered. For a distance of 10 km, the charge paid is rupees 105, and for the journey of 15 km, the charge paid is 155. What are the fixed charges and charge per kilometer? How much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 km? So there is a taxi in the city, a cab, right? We have our Ola, Uber and all that, right? So cab facility. So there is a taxi. So it charges some fixed charge. After that, after that, it charges based on the kilometer that we travel, right? So for a distance of 10 km, the charge paid was 105 rupees, and for a distance of 15 km, the charge is 155. Now, what is the fixed charge and what is the charge per kilometer? And also, a person who is traveling 25 km, how much that person has to pay? So, which means we have to find first the fixed charge and the charge per kilometer. So, we don't know that, so we'll call them as let the fixed charge be rupees X. Let the charge per kilometer, for every kilometer, per kilometer be rupees Y. Right? So we are assuming the fixed charge as X. After that, the taxi driver. So there is a taxi driver. If you call the taxi driver to go some distance, he will say there is fixed. First, you have to pay one fixed charge. Even if you go for 1 km, he will charge some first. He will say some 100 rupees plus every kilometer you have to pay some 10 rupees like that. Or he will say my fixed charge is 50 rupees. After that, every kilometer you have to that you travel, you have to pay me 10 rupees. Suppose if you are traveling 4 kilometers, then he will charge the fixed charge, which is 50 rupees plus 10 rupees per kilometer, and you travel 4 kilometers, so 40. So 50 plus 40, 90 rupees he will charge. It's an example that I am giving to understand this problem. Right? Now here, for a distance of 10 km, the charge paid is how much? 105 rupees. So for 10 km, how much we will be charging? The taxi driver will charge. He has a fixed price. So fixed. I'll write it here. He has a fixed charge. So he will charge a fixed charge, which is X plus. After that, Y is based on the kilometer. How many kilometers he traveled? 10 kilometers. So 10 into Y. So Y is per kilometer. For 1 kilometer Y, for 10 kilometers is 10Y. Right? But he also puts a fixed charge, which is X. So X plus 10Y, that gives to, that totals up to 105. So for a person who is traveling 10 kilometers, has paid 105 rupees, which means how he has paid? He has paid some fixed charge plus every kilometer Y rupees. So 10 kilometer he or she had traveled, so 10Y. Now second is, if you travel 15 if the journey is for 15 kilometers, then the charge is 155 rupees. So which means X plus 15 kilometers, which means 15Y is equal to 155. 155. Now we need to solve this taxation using substitution method and find the value of X and Y. Then we'll know what is the fixed charge, what is the charge per kilometer that taxi driver is charging. We'll know that, right? So now what we have is also we need to find if a person is traveling 25 kilometers, how much that person has to pay. Fine. So now let's try to solve this and let's try to find the fixed charge and charge per kilometer. Once we get that, then we can calculate how much the person has to pay if he or she is traveling for 25 kilometers. Let's solve this. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Fine. So what we will do is we'll solve this. So we can take any one of the equation which has the coefficient of x as 1 or coefficient of y as 1. So here coefficient of x is 1. We can take this equation. Here also it is 1. Then we can take this equation or this equation. So I'll take the first equation. So I get x plus 10y equal to 105. So x is equal to 105 minus, this will become 10y plus 10y equals here minus 10y. Now we need to substitute x is equal to 105 minus 10y in 2 in this second equation, because we got this from the first equation. We need to substitute in the second equation. So now what is the second equation? X plus 15y equal to 155. My x is what? 105 minus 10y. That I will substitute here. The place of x I am going to put 105 minus 10y plus 15y equal to 155. So 105, this becomes plus 5y equal to 155. So my 5y is equal to 155 minus 105. Right, this 105 comes this side, it will become minus 105. So my 5y equal to 50. So y is equal to 50 by 5, which means y is equal to 10 rupees. So we have found the y. Now we need to find x. Substitute x is equal to, substitute y is equal to 10 in this one. So what is our x? So what we have is, so x is equal to 105 minus 10y. This is what we have. So in this we will substitute. So substitute y is equal to 10 in x is equal to 105 minus 10y. And what do we get? My x becomes 105 minus 10 into what is y? Y is 10 into y is also 10. So this 10 is this 10, and for y I am putting this 10. So my x becomes 105 minus 100, which is 5. And therefore the fixed charge is 5 rupees and the charge per kilometer is 10 rupees. Right? So we'll say therefore fixed charges charges rupees 5 and charge per kilometer is rupees 10. Now we need to find a person traveling 25 kilometers, how much he will pay. So if a person is traveling 25 kilometers, so if the distance is 25 kilometers, then the charge will be what? Charge will be equal to, for 25 kilometers how much he will pay? First he will pay the fixed charge, which is 5, plus every kilometer 10 rupees. How much kilometers is traveled? 25 kilometers. So 25 into 10. So 5 is anyway I have to pay, that is a fixed charge. Plus every kilometer 10 rupees. So if we need to travel 25 kilometers, 25 into 10. So the answer becomes 5 plus 250, which is 255. So 255 is the fare, right? Equal to rupees 255. Right? So a person who is traveling 25 kilometers will have to pay rupees 255. Fine. Okay. Now let's go to the next one, which is the fifth problem. Okay, so I'm doing here only. So in the fifth problem. So what is the question? It says a fraction becomes 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both numerator and denominator. If 3 is added to both numerator and denominator, it becomes 5 by 6. Find the fraction. So we need to find a fraction, which means we have to find the numerator and denominator. A fraction will have numerator and denominator, and we don't know the fraction, so we will assume, we'll say let the let the numerator of the fraction, let the numerator of the fraction be x. So let the denominator of the fraction be y. So we are taking the numerator as x and denominator as y. Then what is the fraction? So the fraction is x by y. We need to find the fraction. So if you find x and y, then we know the fraction is x by y, right? So now what is given? The condition given. So whenever you see a fraction, you write let the numerator is x and denominator is y, and then so the fraction is this. Now let's read the question. What it says: the fraction becomes 9 by 11, which means the fraction is becoming 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both numerator and denominator. So if I add 2 to both numerator, so numerator is x. So if I add 2 to numerator as well as to the denominator, if I add 2 to both numerator and denominator, then the fraction becomes 9 by 11. This is given. And this is what we get from the first statement. If 2 is added to both numerator and denominator, the fraction becomes 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both numerator and denominator. Now we will try to simplify this. This is one equation. We'll try to simplify this. And so which means we'll cross multiply. So 11 into this. So 11 into this equal to this into this. 11 into x plus 2 equal to 9 into y plus 2. Which means 11 will go here. Y plus 2 will go to this side, numerator. And so don't do this into this, plus this into this, by this into this. That we are not doing fraction addition here. Right? So 11 will go here, y plus 2 will go this side. Now this becomes 11x plus 22 equal to 9y plus 18. Now let's bring all the variables to one side. So 11x minus 9y equal to 18 minus 22. We get 11x minus 9y equal to minus 4. So this is first equation. This is the first equation. Now what does the second statement says in the question? Second statement says if 3 is added to both numerator and denominator, the fraction becomes 5 by 6. So if 3 is added to both numerator and denominator means if x plus 3 is added to both numerator and denominator, I am adding 3 to the numerator, I am adding 3 to the denominator, then the fraction becomes 5 by 6. Then it becomes 5 by 6. Then again we should cross multiply. So this into this. So 6 into x plus 3 equal to 5 into y plus 3. Now this becomes 6x plus 18 equal to 5y plus 15. So 5 into y 5y, 5 into 3 15. Right? So then what we have, now if you simplify this, we can write it here. So 6x, this 5y comes here, it will become minus 5y equal to 15 minus 18 plus 18 goes this side, it will become minus 18. So I am writing the same step again. So 6x minus 5y equal to 15 minus 18. I am writing the same step again so that it's easy to continue. So 6x minus 5y equal to minus 3. So this is your second equation. Now we need to solve first equation and second equation using substitution method. Then find the value of x and y. Once you get the value of x and y, substitute here, you will get the fraction. Fine. So I assume you can continue this and solve this, no, or I'll do it. Can you try this, or we'll do this? I'll do that. So we have 11x. I'm taking the first equation. 11x minus 9y equal to minus 4. Then 6x minus 5y equal to minus 3. Excuse me. Sorry. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Fine. Now we will solve and find using substitution method. So we'll take any one. We check for anything which has coefficient of x as 1 or coefficient of y as 1. Nothing is having 1 here. Here it is 11, 9, 6, 5. So we can take any one. I'll take the second one because the numbers are small, 6 and 5 compared to 11 and 9. So take the second equation, 6x minus 5y equal to minus 3. So 6y equal to minus 3 is plus 5y. If it goes this side, minus 5y will become plus 5y. Sorry, 6x this is. Right? So 6x. So we get x is equal to minus 3 plus 5y by 6. So that is my x. Now we will substitute this x, right, in first equation. So substitute x is equal to minus 3 plus 5y by 6 in first equation. So we need to substitute here. So what do we get? We get 11x minus 9y equal to minus 4. That is the first equation. We are going to substitute that in the first equation because we got this x from the second equation. The second equation from this we got, so we need to substitute in the first equation. So 11 into x is what? X is minus 3 plus 5y by 6 minus 9y equal to minus 4. Fine. Now, so what we get? So this can be written as 11 into minus 3 plus 5y. 11 into minus 3 plus 5y by 6 minus 9y by 1 equal to minus 4. I told you, nothing is there, then by 1 is there. 9y means 9y by 1. Now multiply 1 into this is 11 into minus 3 plus 5y minus 6 into 9 is 54y by 6 times 1 is 6 equal to minus 4. Now multiply this. So what do we get now? So we get 11 into minus 3 plus 5y minus 54y equal to minus 4 into 6. The 6 will go minus 4 into 6. This is by 6. If it goes this side, it will become multiplied by 6 into 6. So this is minus 33 plus 55y minus 54y. I don't have to put the bracket here. Equal to minus 24. So this is y equal to minus 24 plus 33. So y is equal to 9. So we have got the value of the denominator, which is 9. Now let's try to find the numerator. Now let's substitute y is equal to 9 in this one. Right? So what is x? So substitute y is equal to 9 in this one. My x is equal to minus 3 plus 5y by 6. Now if you substitute, what do we get? So x is equal to minus 3 plus 5 times y is 9 by 6. So x is equal to minus 3 plus 45 by 6. So I get x is equal to 42 by 6. So x is 7. So we got x also. So we got the x, we got the y, which means we got the numerator, we got the denominator. So the fraction is what? 7 by 9. 7 divided by 7 by 9 is the fraction. Your numerator is 7, denominator is 9. 7 by 9 is the fraction. Clear? Everyone? Now let's do the next problem, which is the age problem, right? So third one, sixth problem. Now again, it is talking about age, right? So what it is? It says 5 years hence. 5 years hence means 5 years after 5 years, the age of Jacob will be 3 times age of his son. 5 years ago means 5 years before, Jacob's age was 7 times of that of his son. He was 7 times of his son. What are the present ages? So whenever I told you, whenever they talk about ages, then we need to assume, or we need to take, not assume, we need to take the present age as x, present age of the people. So what are the two people? Jacob and his son. So we will take we'll say let the present age of Jacob is x years. So the moment you see the age problem, it says after 5 years, So Jacob is 3 times son or whatever, right? It says 5 years hence, which means after 5 years, the age of the Jacob will be 3 times his son's age, that of his son. 5 years ago, Jacob was 7 times that of his son. What are the present ages? So present ages, Jacob is X. Let the present age of his son is y years. Now we should read the question. What the question says. Now let's read the first line of the question. First line of the question says 5 years hence. 5 years hence means after 5 years. So 5, we are trying that 5 years hence. The moment we write this, we should immediately write what will be their age after 5 years. What is Jacob's age? Jacob's age will be, what will be his age? Jacob's age will be, currently is X. 5 years hence, which means 5 years after 5 years, his age will become X plus 5 years. So son's age will be what? His son's age will be Y plus 5 years. So after 5 years, Jacob's age will become X plus 5, son's age will be Y plus 5. Now let's read the statement. 5 years hence, after 5 years, the age of Jacob will be 3 times the age of his son. So age of Jacob will be, what is the age of Jacob after 5 years? X plus 5. So age of Jacob will be means equal to 3 times of his son. So 3 times his son's age. Son's age is what? After son's age will be Y plus 5. So this says Jacob's age is 3 times his son's age. Right? So from the first statement we have got this equation. We will try to simplify this. So we get X plus 5 equal to 3Y plus 15. So X minus 3Y will become 15 minus 5. This 3Y is coming here, minus 3Y. 5 goes this side, will become plus 5, will become minus 5. Right? So you'll get X minus 3Y equal to 10. So this is one equation. Right? Now let's read the second statement. Second statement is what it says. It says, second statement is 5 years ago. 5 years ago means before 5 years. Right? So 5 years ago, the moment they say 5 years ago, we should immediately write Jacob's age was how much? 5 years back. Today Jacob is 5. 5 years back he was X minus 5 years. And what was his son's age? The son's age was Y minus 5 years, because it is before 5 years. 5 years ago. Now let's read the statement that they are making. What they are saying? They are saying Jacob's age will be 7 times that of his son. So 5 years ago, Jacob will be 7 times his son's age. So Jacob's age, which is X minus 5, will be equal to how many times? 7 times his son's age. 7 times Y minus 5. So Jacob's age is, this is 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Jacob's age is 7 times son's age. So which means if you simplify this, you get 7y minus 35. 7y will come here. You get X minus 7y equal to minus 35. This minus 5 will go here. It will become plus 5. So we'll finally get the equation as this equation will become X minus 7y equal to minus 30. This is equation 2. Now you need to solve this equation and this equation using substitution method. Right? So the equations are, I am writing the equation again. You have to solve X minus 3y equal to 10 and X minus 7y equal to minus 30. You need to solve these two equations using substitution method. So I will leave it to you guys to solve this using substitution method and find the value of X and Y. That will give the age of Jacob and his son, the present age. Fine. So I will stop here. We will continue. You can see my next video for the continuation of this chapter. Thank you guys.